A very good morning to you all. This is announcing the arrival of the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, FNSC, ably accompanied by the Deputy President. Engineer Rabiu Ali Ali Masuya, MFR, FNSC. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're joining us from across the world. And a very warm warning to all of us seated here today. I welcome you to this event that provides us an opportunity to celebrate engineering and the contributions of the engineers in Nigeria and those across the world for a better and a sustainable world. Please, can we be on our feet as we take the national anthem? Thank you. Shall we take the national prayer, please? After the count of 2. 1, 2. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, all honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Thank you. Please, may we be seated. Thank you very much, and I welcome you all to this very great event. I want to start by welcoming and recognizing the presence of our very delectable president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aina Oguntala, FNSC. Please, a round of applause for her. She is the chairman of this very occasion, and I think she deserved a bigger round of applause than what we gave to her. Thank you very much. We also have seated here today the Deputy President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ali Rabiu Ali Masuya, MFR, FNSC, and fellow Academy of Engineering. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much. We also have seated amidst us vice presidents of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Some of them, I think, are online, but we have the Vice President Corporate Services, Engineer Felicia Agubata, PhD, FNSC. A round of applause for her as the chairman of the World Engineering Day. Thank you. We also have seated here very distinguished guests and engineers that have made contributions in this very society. We have Executive Secretary of the Society of Engineers, Affairs of Society, Engineer Joshua FNC. Please applause for him. Thank you very much. Seated here, please. I beg to be seated here also is our very own President for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Zubair Abubakar, FNSC Fellow of Engineering. Thank you, sir, for being here, and thank you for giving me. Thank you very much. We also seated here. Sorry, please, you have to forgive me. I don't intend to jump any protocol. Please forgive me. We have to recognize the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Content Development and Management Board, a round of applause for him. Speakers here today, seated, they've moved from far and near to be here to ensure that this event is smooth and we enjoy it well. We have Engineer Professor S. Sambo, OON, FNSC, FAS, the President-elect of the Nigerian Academy of Science. Thank you very much for being here, sir. He was one of the first people to be in this hall today. We also have one of our speakers with us today, Engineer Dr. Ikotun Adewale, FNSC. Thank you so much, sir. He is the Academy of Nigeria. Okay, Academy Nigeria Limited. Thank you very much, sir. We also have some of our speakers that are with us online. We have Alice Radley, who is the Program Manager, African Prize for Engineering Innovation. Please, a round of applause for her. She's joining us online. She is also from the Royal Academy of Engineering. We also have Fatu Juka Dabo, Director and co-founder of Make 3D. She's also joining us online. Please, a round of applause for her. Seated here today also are past presidents of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria. We have Engineer Nkechi Isigwe, FNSC. Please, a round of applause for her. We also have one of our founding members here of APWEN, Engineer Fumi Kadiri, FNSC. Please, a round of applause for her. We also have one of the past presidents and also one of the past vice presidents of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Valerie Agberagba, FNSC. Please, a round of applause for her. We have seated here also today past and present and past chairmen of various chapters of the Nigerian Society of Engineers across the nation. Some of them are online. You are duly and respectfully recognized. We also have the chairman and past chairmen of various engineering divisions across the nation, both online and physical here. Please, I want to let you know that you are respectfully recognized. We thank you all for being here today. We also have students from various schools in the FCT. Students, please, can you be on your feet? And I want you all, please, to celebrate these young ones. Engineering cannot go anywhere without them. They've taken their time to be here. Celebrate them so that they can be encouraged, because seated there are future engineers. Thank you very much, students, for being here. We celebrate you and we recognize you, and we hope that one day you will be the one seated at the other side of the divide. We also want to recognize the gentlemen and ladies of the press. This event wouldn't be heard or seen without you. We thank you all. We have also here our fellows of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Sorry, I may not be able to recognize you individually, but I want to let you know that we recognize you and you're welcome to this event. And then the members of this very great society, the members that drive this society, we are happy to have you here. Can we put our hands together for both the members and the fellows of the society? Thank you very much. We appreciate you all, and we hope that you enjoy your stay today. I want to let us know, I want to bring to our notice that as the world grapples with the escalating challenges of unsustainable rise in global population, climate change, environmental degradation, unbridled production and consumption, over exploitation of our natural resources, unguided expansion and development of our cities as well as our towns, the role of engineering in building a sustainable future become what? Increasingly prominent. It cannot be overemphasized. Our planet can use all of the professionals it can get. And it is worthy to note, ladies and gentlemen, that engineers play a vital role in developing innovative solutions that can mitigate the adverse effects our planet is facing. And thus, we CITES have the capacity and the capability of creating a sustainable future. And that is why we are here today, to celebrate the World Engineering Day. The World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development. It is an official day proclaimed by the United Nations Education, Scientific, and Cultural Organization based on the proposal of the World Federation of Engineering Organizations. The day that is designated specially to celebrate the remarkable achievements of engineers, the remarkable achievements of all of us seated here today. The day that is to showcase the pivotal role that we play in shaping our modern world and in advancing development. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Engineer Linda Bitrus. I'm honored to serve as the anchor of today's event together with my colleague, High Chief Engineer Chinwe Mba MNSC, and she is a titled person, as you've heard from her name, Ada Ejemba. Please, a round of applause for her. She will be co-anchoring this event with me. And as I was introducing her, one of the past presidents of the society walked in, and he's none other than Engineer Kashim A. Ali, FNSC, Fellow Academy of Engineering, MNI, MPOM. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you very much. So we will be recognizing more of our guests and our dignitaries as they walk in, but most importantly, you are all welcome to this event. And with that, I want to call on High Chief Engineer Chinwe to come in for the safety moments. Please, a round of applause for her. Round of applause for her as she comes on stage. Keep clapping until she gets here, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, Linda, for welcoming me up to this stage. Please, my president, permits me to recognize the presence of our keynote speaker, Engineer Chief Dave Nweze Omahe, MON. Is presently here represented by Honorable Barrister Joseph Ekumukama, immediate past Minister of State Health and the Chief of Staff to Minister of State Works. Please, an applause for him. Thank you very much as you welcome him. Please, I want to stand on already existing protocol because engineering is precise and we are hitting the ground by introducing the safety moment. My name is Chief Engineer Chinwemba. I'm the Director of Programs. Please, thank you. I'm Ade Dejemba. Thank you so much. Now, our safety time. We have the restrooms by both sides. If you open the curtain, you can make the restrooms. You can see the female and the male. Then our muster point is by the car park, right side of the car park. Once you get there, that's what we don't hope for such, but we hope to introduce the muster points. Then we have exit doors at the extreme of this hall. We can exit there. There's also an entrance and exit here. So with this, like I said before, we are here for a serious business and we are hitting the ground right away. I would like to introduce and welcome the chairman of this World Engineering Day Planning Committee, Vice President Corporate Service, Engineer Dr. Felicia Agobata, FNSC, PhD.
past president of Association of Professional Women Engineers, Engineer Felicia, please. An applause for her, please. This applause is not enough for this wonderful woman. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Emma. His Excellency, our own revered Honorable Minister of Works and our keynote speaker, Engineer Senator David Nweze Umahi, Commander of Order of the Niger, a Fellow of Nigerian Society of Engineers, and a Fellow of NATE. Our illustrious President, the President of the foremost engineering institution in Africa, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, FNSC. Our Deputy President, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, member of the Federal Republic, a Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and a Fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Engineering. Vice President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers here present, National Executive Committee members, NSC past President Kashim A. Ali, FNSC, FAENG, MNI, National Productivity Award member. The President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Koren, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, a Fellow of the Academy of Engineering and a Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Joshua Egube, FNSC. Our distinguished speakers, Engineer Professor Abubakar S. Sambo, OON, FNSC, FAS, President-elect of the Nigerian Academy of Science. Engineer Dr. Ikotu Adewale, FNSC, MD, CEO of Automation and Engineering Academy, Nigerian Limited. Program Manager, African Prize for the Engineering Innovation of the Royal Academy of Engineering, Alice Radley. Director and co-founder, Make 3D, and also one of the African Prize winners, Fatou Jukadabo. Distinguished Chairman of Board of Fellows of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Wopa Maliki, FNSC. Distinguished Chairman of International Committee and 3-time Vice President of Nigerian Society of Engineers and a past President of APWEN, Engineer Valerie Ifueko Aberaba, FNSC. 3 times Vice President of NSC and one of the founding members of APWEN, and actually the 2nd President of APWEN, Engineer Nkechinyere Obukanwa Isigwe, FNSC. The Vice President of Koren, and my big brother, Engineer Olu Ogundiili, FNSC, MD of Keynote Nigeria Limited. All the branch chairmen here present, chairmen of divisions, distinguished fellows and members of NSC present, students from secondary school within FCT, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound respect and immense pleasure that I stand before this distinguished gathering today, extending a heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the Nigerian Society of Engineers World Engineering Day celebration. This year, we are gathered under this inspiring banner, Engineering Solutions for a Sustainable World, a theme that resonates deeply with our collective mission and the essence of our profession. I warmly welcome participants from diverse sectors and disciplines within our esteemed engineering community, who have come together from various parts of the globe to mark this significant occasion. World Engineering Day is a celebration of the indomitable spirit of innovation, creativity, and the relentless pursuit of progress that is the hallmark of the engineering profession. Today, we unite to acknowledge and celebrate the pivotal role that engineering plays in driving sustainable development and crafting a future that is not only viable, but thriving for our planet. In an era characterized by unprecedented challenges, rapid technological advancement, and evolving societal needs. Engineers are at the vanguard, steering the course towards progress and positive societal change. Our shared dedication to sustainable engineering solutions underscores the core values of our noble profession. It is incumbent upon us to forge solutions that harmonize technological advancement with environmental stewardship and societal well-being, thereby engineering a legacy of positive impact for generations to come. The theme for this year's Engineering Solutions for a Sustainable World underscores the imperative role of engineering in addressing the most pressing global challenges of our time, from combating climate change and mitigating resource scarcity to bridging societal disparities and addressing technological divides. Engineers are poised at the forefront, employing their expertise, innovation, and commitment to devise solutions that transcend boundaries. As we proceed with today's festivities, we will explore groundbreaking projects, pioneering research endeavors, and collaborative initiatives that embody the pinnacle of engineering excellence within our community. Today, we'll be looking at the exhibition from the secondary school students who are actually engineers of tomorrow. Some of us here are engineers of today, but these young children are actually engineers of tomorrow. We'll be looking at their exhibitions and their projects. We are set to be inspired by the insights of living thinkers, innovators, and experts who are at the cutting edge of sustainable engineering. I urge each of you to engage wholeheartedly, share your insights, and contribute to the vibrant discussions that will take place. The richness of this gathering lies in the exchange of ideas, the diversity of perspectives, and the collective knowledge that we bring to the table, which are fundamental to driving forward our shared agenda. Let me also extend my deepest appreciation to everyone involved in the meticulous planning and execution of today's event. Your event reflects the collaborative ethics at the heart of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. As we kick off this celebration, let us channel our collective energies towards embracing and advancing the cause of World Engineering Day. Let us commit anew to engineers that promise a brighter, equitable for our world. I am Engineer Felician Agubata, Vice President Corporate Service Society of Engineers. I invite you to dive into the spirit of today's theme and let the celebration begin.
Thank you very much, the Vice President, Corporate Services, as well as the Chairman of the very great and this event. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to join me in celebrating a phenomenal engineer that has made and is still making great commitments to building a better and sustainable future. A woman who first among equals, the first female of the great and honorable, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Margaret Aino Oguntala, NSC, the 36th President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as we welcome her upstage. Can we be upstanding, please? Sorry, 34th President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Please keep clapping for her. She comes up for her opening address. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. Good morning, everyone. Much as I'd like to rely on the very well-established protocols, I'd like to recognize two people. And that will be recognizing the past. I represent the present. We have somebody here representing the past, and we have somebody representing the future of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Permit me, therefore, to recognize the Deputy President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Academy of Engineering, and member of the Order of the Federal Republic. And in recognizing one of my predecessors, one of my mentors, I'd like to recognize Engineer Kashim Abdul Ali, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Academy of Engineering, MNI. And with that, I'll just say welcome everybody, very distinguished guests, speakers, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. At its 40th General Assembly in 2019, UNESCO recognized the importance of engineering to humanity. And in response to a proposition from the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, WFEO, declared March 4th of every year as World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development. The first observance of this day took place on March 4, 2020. And today, we are here to participate in this worldwide event because it's taking place simultaneously in every nation of the world. And therefore, I, on behalf of the esteemed council and entire membership of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and fellow engineers as we commemorate this year's World Engineering Day. It is a privilege to stand before you on this occasion, which is dedicated to honoring the indelible contributions of engineers worldwide and exploring innovative solutions to global challenges. Foremost, I express my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed keynote speaker, the Honorable Minister of Works, His Excellency, Engineer David Umahi, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, and our esteemed invited guests, speakers from all over the world. Particularly, I'd like to recognize and extend my gratitude to Engineer Professor Abubakar S. Sambo, FNSC, FAS, OON, Engineer Ikotun Adewale, FNSC, Alice Radley from the United Kingdom, and Fatoju Kadabo from the Gambia. Your presence here today underscores the significance of this event, and I am deeply appreciative of your unwavering commitment to the engineering profession. Today marks a very special day in the global engineering calendar, designated for sustainable development. It is a day to acknowledge the pivotal role of engineering in addressing pressing global challenges and driving sustainable development initiatives. Together with engineers worldwide, we celebrate our collective contributions to building a better and more sustainable world. As we celebrate this auspicious occasion, let us spare some time to reflect on the visionaries who laid the foundation for the Nigerian Society of Engineers 66 years ago. Their bold vision and unwavering dedication have paved the way for us to advance engineering excellence in Nigeria. And today, we pay homage to their enduring legacy and reaffirm our commitment to upholding the highest standards of our noble profession. I'd like everyone here to please give a very warm round of applause to all the founders and past leaders of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, on whose should we stand. Engineering excellence has long been for transformative change, in the course of human history and enabling progress on a global scale. Construction of vital infrastructure, the development of life-saving engineers have been at the forefront of innovation and improving lives. In Nigeria, it stands as a beacon of excellence, empowering engineers to challenge and drive sustainable development across the nation. With 86 branches cutting across Nigeria and the diaspora, and 26 divisions cutting across various engineering disciplines, the NSE continues to lead the charge in fostering innovation and progress in the engineering field. The theme of the award is Engineering Solution for a Sustainable World. So this highlighting the urgent need for innovative engineering solutions to address pressing sustainability challenges. I am confident that our esteemed speakers will provide valuable insights and perspectives during today's sessions, inspiring us to take bold action and drive positive change in our communities and beyond. Also, skills trade youngness, a groundbreaking at nurturing the next generation of engineering talent. In collaboration with the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, this year-long program will equip young engineers across Nigeria with the specialized skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's rapidly evolving landscape. By starting with a course on cybersecurity and ethical hacking, we are preparing our young engineers to navigate the complexities of the digital age and contribute meaningfully to our nation's development. Further, NSC is engaging with other training to take hands-on courses on biodiversity design, bioproduction, waste management, solar cells, and solar panel development. We will be forming a symbolic unveiling of the program as well as the Engineering Innovation Exhibition after the keynote address by the Honorable Minister of Works, our own Engineer David Umahi, FNSE. Closing, I extend my heart to each and every one of you for your unwavering support and dedication to the engineering profession. I also acknowledge the role of engineers in making the SC a valuable platform for professional development for engineers, implication the vehicle for driving technological advance for our country. This opportunity to inspire and empower the next generation of engineers, driving positive change and creating sustainable. As Henry Petrosky once said, engineering is more than just a profession. It is a way of solving problems and making the world a better place. And I say that engineering is life. Indeed, it is life itself. Let us therefore continue to innovate, collaborate, and engineer a sustainable world for generations to come. And at this point, I want to say cheers. Again, I said it earlier, and cheers to all the engineers in the world. And engineers. Congratulations to all of us. Long live the Nigerian engineers. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you. God bless.
You notice I came here the big applause. And standing over for a woman who is making us proud. A woman who is making him proud. When a woman is an engineer, you can understand what it is. Thank you so much, my president. Thank you so much. I feel so delighted to welcome the man of science, the magician of time. This is a man everybody is looking up to. This is a man Nigeria is applauding. They have a round peg in a hole. For the first time is becoming a minister of works. So, ladies and gentlemen, my president permits me to introduce and welcome Keynote speaker, the Honorable Minister of Works, His Excellency Engineer Senator David Umahi, CON, FNLE, Ekubaro Oha, who is heavily represented by an immediate past Minister of the Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Bar Joseph Ekumkama. The immediate past Chairman of the Minister of Health is also for SASU, the Honorable Minister. Please, an applause for him.
His Excellency Senator Engineer Nweze David Umahi, of calm purposefulness, who possesses self-awareness and leadership credentials, as symbolic and real. Born on the 25th of July 1963 to the family of late Deaconess Joseph Umahi Nweze in Umunaga, Uburu, local government of Ebonyi State. Senator Umahi started from humble birth and talented in times of life to become what he is today. From his time as a pupil in the town Umunaga Primary School, assisted in Ish High School, teaches government secondary school Afikpo in then Abate, and his time as an undergraduate in the then Anambra State University of Science and Technology, where he graduated in flying colors as a civil engineer. Senator prepared himself in character and learning to make a formidable leadership footprint in our developmental history. A true-bred professional leader and administrator, Umahi's brilliance in and leadership first came to the limelight when he was made a library prefect of government secondary school, a citadel of learning and incubator of knowledge and orientation, where he later passed in Division 1 grade with excellent performances in mathematics and other science-related subjects in 1982. While in Anambra State University of Science and Technology, he served the school in and was elected into the Students' Parliament representing him. After his university education in 1987, Senator Umahi enlisted for National Service Corps in Benin, where he served as sectional head of engineering sector in Sapiem SPA in a 2.8 billion naira gas pipeline project, and he was reckoned with as brilliant and hardworking. Senator Umahi sector and worked with most SC Nigeria and Israeli construction company of project engineer. Umahi became the general manager of Normal Engineering Construction Nigeria Limited 1990 to 1993. His innovative ingenuity gained the admiration of investors and prominence in engineering consultancies when he later formed his engineering service company. Umahi was made a yearly turnover of about 4 billion naira as the chief executive of conglomerate before he left the private sector for public service in 2007. Senator Umahi's first entrance in public service was when he appointed state caretaker chairman in December 2007. He was exceptional in performance, and this made his party at that time to endorse him for election as substantive state party chairman for a 4-year tenure. Within this period, Umahi built the biggest party office ever built by a political party in Nigeria. Senator Umahi was elected and sworn in Ebonyi State Deputy Governor on May 29, 2011. This is why he is often described first Deputy Governor in the history of the world to be elected governor. Senator Umahi made waves as governor of Ebonyi State on his first tenure as second in office and was chairman of Southeast Governors Forum for 8 years and one co-chairman Southern Governors Forum. In the division president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Asiwaju Bola Ahmed CFR, to revolutionize infrastructure and boost the economy of he saw in Umahi in a round hole to be appointed under his administration as Minister of Umahi was nominated in state as president and sworn in as Minister of Works on 21st day of August 2023, making him the first from Southeast extraction to be appointed of Works in the history of democratic governance in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Umahi Umahi, within the shortest time as Minister of Works, has introduced a new innovation of concrete technology that will bring attention to road failures in Nigeria. He has given the mandate of the Federal Ministry of Works. Senator Umahi shall be remembered as the minister that enforced concrete road pavement to be used in most road carriageways. His Excellency Senator Engineer Umahi has won several national and international awards on accounts of administrative ingenuity. He was awarded as the Sunman of the Year 2020 by Limited. His Excellency Senator Engineer Umahi is often described as father of modern Ebonyi State. His Excellency Senator Engineer Umahi is married to his youth angel, Our Excellency Mrs. Rachel Ogona Umahi. I'm blessed with Excellency Senator.
Mr. Most humbly and respectfully, those who are to be for the role they have played in our plight of engineers to the stage that it is today in Nigeria. I respect that first president of the in the person of engineer Great A.O. Talu, FNST. May I also recognize the presence, numerous, if I'm not mistaken, past presidents of this session. I do not personally know their names, but I know that they found it is what has fight. What we see today, a society that the nation, the world also recognizes. I want to also respectfully recognize, like the president said, the presence of the future engineers who will take over the mantle from the leaders. Though in school, we are inspired by their ingenuity. And I believe that's one of the reasons why you are going to launch the skill training for young engineers, because you have seen prospects and hope in them. So we celebrate them even ahead, because we know that the good things that the leadership of this association and the present engineers that are already in Nigeria are doing can only be sustained and increased by the reason of these young prospective engineers that we have as students that are here with us today. I will respectfully want to say that I may not recognize everybody one by one, because I may not have the capacity in terms of recognizing who is who that is here seated. Like the president of Korean, I recognize you, Prof. First president of Korea. So if I may make it on a lighter note, I will say, why people say I stand on the existing protocol, permit me to lie on the existing protocol, because I can cover every other person that needs to be recognized. Thank you. It is a very worthy day to be celebrated, like the various speakers, the past president and the anchor of this program have stated. It's a World Engineering Day, worthy of celebration. I know that most of you expected the Honorable Minister of Works to be here. Even I myself that is standing here expected him to be here. But unfortunately, due to the president's absence, he assigned him to take up a responsibility which unavoidably be at this very moment. He's actually happy because not just those of you here seated, all over the world, people who have hooked up one another through net, looking for Keynote speech. He sincerely says, I have a boss, irrespective of what he has taken, due to national assignment as a president directed by the absent. He sends his personally come, not on phone. For you all acknowledge his name and we sincerely accept. At this point in time, we say, the truth is, there is not this world that become without the present engineers. Right now, ministry. I'm a lawyer, has been of this program. I will say that in life we have different individuals who conceptualize ideas in various phases of life. But without the engineers to bring it to fruition, life wouldn't have been meaningful as it is today. That is the honest truth. In the area of IT, in the area of civil engineering, road construction, I believe ideas were conceptualized by individuals who thought of how to recreate the world, because God is still creating this world every day. You know, he didn't end on the sixth day when he said, let there be light, let there be water, let there be heavens. He's still recreating the world through the ideas he drops in the minds of people. But those ideas cannot come to fruition without the engineers bringing it to practical reality. So we uphold engineers in great honor, because indeed, the beautiful buildings we see, the beautiful roads that we enjoy, even the creativity in terms of the clothes we wear today, all looking beautiful, wouldn't have been possible without the ingenuity of engineers who invented tailoring machine and other equipment that is being used. Because we know in the olden days, men used to use animal skin to cover their private body. But today, we are all looking fashionable because of the ingenuity and the creativity of engineers. So I want to say I celebrate you, and not just me, I know millions of Nigerians celebrate engineers, and the world also celebrates engineers. Today, as you mark this day, note that it's not just all about Nigerian Society of Engineers, but it's all about all of us who also celebrate you, who also look towards the greater things you will do to make Nigeria, to make the world a better place. Because I know that without engineers, maybe journey of 6 hours to London would have taken 3 months by ship. Even with that ship, it would have taken years for us to trek. So you guys are always recreating this world, making it a better place. If there is any message I want to leave here on a personal note, it will be that as you mark this day, and as you exchange ideas, as you celebrate, as you collaborate, let it be tailored towards one thing: making this world, making Nigeria a better and a greater place for all of us and our generations to come. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Works, ably represented by another minister. Once a minister is always a minister. Please, an applause for him again. Even though he's not an engineer, but I know some people after reading engineering will go and read law. But I doubt if after reading law you come and read engineering. But you tried, so thank you so much. Please, before we go for the exhibition, a very senior past president walked in here. Engineer Otis Anyeji, FNSE, FN, 2016-2017 president. Please, an applause for him. You're welcome, sir. At this junction, we will be moving to launch the exhibition by the Honorable Minister before his exit. Honorable Minister, please. We're moving back side to launch the exhibition. The President will accompany him, the Vice President of Council of Regulation of Nigeria, some past presidents would accompany him. Yes. Past President Otis will also accompany him. Prof, please accompany him. Please, can I invite Linda to come and anchor this exhibition? launch, please. Thank you, Linda.
2.
I am by name Olemaitikawe.
Engineer Ben Usi, please, can you also accompany? I can cite you, the chairman of Nigerian Society of Engineers Abuja branch, FNSA. Engineer Ben, you're welcome. The chairman of this occasion, I hope she's there. Engineer Dr.
Well, before I go further,
Felicia Agobata. I hope she's there too.
Posed by the conventional building material and the indiscriminate discarding of these waste banana trunks in our environment. According to research, the construction prices and labor prices have triggered by an increase of 200% in the last 2 years, leading to less affordability of housing and in more people.
Please, let's hear the student, please.
Research has proven that the built environment
Let's
is
hear
one
the
of the
student,
largest
please.
contributor to the release of greenhouse gases and also accounts for nearly 40% of all carbon dioxide emission into the atmosphere, which is a potent greenhouse gas. Another problem we are here to tackle today is the indiscriminate discarding of waste banana trunks in our environment. According to research, about 1 hectare of banana plantation produce an estimate of 220 tons of biomass waste, which are the waste banana trunks, which are later on disposed in our rivers and our lakes, contaminating it and releasing dangerous gases in them. Because according to research, when these waste banana trunks are being left to rot over, burnt, or decompose, they release a huge amount of methane gas and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which all contributes to global warming, leading to climate change. Now, talking about the effects of climate change, you will all agree with me. Now, after all these alarming statistics, what is the big solution?
The big solution is converting waste banana trunk into carbon neutral bricks and laminated sheet. The story of this production started the harvesting of our waste banana trunk. These waste banana trunk are further processed into banana fibers, which are shredded and are further processed using palm bunch ash solution into them. Then we assemble our other raw materials and we mix thoroughly to form a smooth composite. Once this is done, then we now go into our mold with deco for the banana fiber laminated sheet or into our mold platform for the bricks, which is this. And then once this is done, we now allow curing, sintering, and solidification to take place. Our carbon neutral bricks and laminated sheets are ready for use.
An applause for him,
Thank you.
please.
Some of the materials involved in the production of these our building materials include our waste banana fibers, organic resin, kaolin, our palm bunch as solution, shredded polythene bags and recycled rags, and so on. Over to you.
Thank you. The scientific principles involved in this production are extraction. This is the process of removing the banana fiber from the waste banana trunk. Retting. This is the process by which the plastic material which bind the fiber to the remainder of the flax are broken down. Degumming. This is the process of removal of sulfide from the crude trunk to improve physical stability and facilitate further processing. Other principles involved are tensile strength, shredding, mixing, binding, molding, compression, curing, sintering, and solidification.
Thank you very much, Ma. Yes, we have. For mass production, we are going to need a lot of, we are going to need machineries because all these projects here are done in a manual state. We use our hands since we are students to make it. But if it's going to be industrialized and taken to the market, we will need machineries like the banana fiber shredding machine, the banana fiber extractor machine, and other machineries. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Talking about. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, this is a 3D machine.
we make use of it to print a lot of things in terms of science aspect. We printed this with the 3D machine. This is a PROSA machine. This is a DNA. This is a DNA. This is a plant cell printed with this. And this is a wall clock. This is a wall clock printed with this. This is the structure of a heart. This is a transformer. This is a plant. Yeah. Yes. This is the NSC logo. This is also a holder, iPhone watch holder. So this is a VR. We made a city on a software called CoSpace, and we placed it on the VR.
What's the name of your school?
Name of our GDSS. We're ex-student from GDSS, Dusi Alaji. Yes.
What are you doing now?
Okay, right now we have been attending some classes from Odyssey Educational Foundation.
Yes, I think I saw you here
Yes.
last week.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
They are interns with the foundation that, yes, that's, they are collaborating with the United States for, as individuals, yes.
As individuals. Okay, we're planning on writing our JAM this year.
Okay, so awaiting
Yes.
admission to tertiary.
Yes.
Thank you. This technology we've seen here can actually be utilized to do additive manufacturing. It can be upscaled for rapid prototyping of engineering components. Even for iron components, 3D are now the order of the day. For real engineering, reverse engineering, this is what the Chinese countries are doing. They went out there to American country, buy a lot of things and bring to their country and disassemble and then reverse engineer it. So this is the basis of it. Thank you.
We're also currently printing out the NSC logo.
So we'll have it after, while the program is still ongoing.
This is also an augmented reality image cube or augmented reality.
Good day, Mr. Good day, my president. We are from GSS Kubwa here, and our project here is the automatic GSS Kubwa, Government Secondary School Kubwa. Our project here is the automatic spraying machine. The purpose of this device is to aid the use of agricultural components and devices, such as the pesticide spray. This machine will aid the spraying of chemicals onto our vegetation through the movement of our wheel here. And I can demonstrate the process for you, please.
Coming to the advantage of our automated spraying machine, due to the high cost of food in market and so many agricultural challenges affecting our country, we thought about creating something that is portable and something that is easy to operate, and it doesn't require any knowledge to operate. This is a demonstration.
Please, an applause for him. It's not easy. An applause for him.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And this our project can be made in large quantity, or it can be created in a bigger size, and also it can be created with the use of electric motors. Thank you.
Hello everyone and welcome to our project stand. We are students from Government Science and Technical College, Area 3, Garki, Abuja. And the title of our project is Converting Waste Animal Bones and Palm Kernel Shells into Efficient Vehicle Brake Pads. To solve the problem of environmental pollution caused by these waste animal bones and palm kernel shells, as they have been seen to affect our landfills and then the water, which reduces fish yield in the water bodies. Then, our project also solves the problem of the use of asbestos fiber in brake pad production. Because research that the carcinogenic in nature and cause long and fight, we came up with this brilliant of into this innovative vehicle brake pad.
Our products can never be overinvested. They include, it has high current of friction, high stopping ability, lower wear rate, it is long lasting, cost effective, not toxic, it is fire and water retardant, and it is a better alternative to the conventional brake pad.
It is also in line with various sustainable development goals like no poverty, 3, health and well-being, go in cities and communities, 8, government work and economic growth, and finally, emission. Without efficient movement is assured.
Thank you. No engineer, no
society. Area 3, Abuja.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Minister. You have seen that no engineer, no society. As a matter of fact, we are catching you. You see, a fruit cannot, you cannot get a mango tree under a cashew. A mango tree under a cashew tree. So when you go back, it's Honorable today, since Nigeria engineers are in the center plan of engineers, we have demonstrated to them what we are capable very much of impact. Please, on this, just I call my professional partner, the co-anchor, Engineer Linda. Engineer Linda, please, can you take over?
Thank you very much. We have seen it, we have heard it, we are also aware right now, in case you are not aware earlier on, that in this young generation, what's this whole theme, sustainable engineering solutions, and making the world a more sustainable place. When these children are equipped, if at this age they can do what they are doing and do the future. Thank you very much. Please, a bit of applause to these students. Rate them. They've done very, very well. Proud of you, students. It is now time for the presentations. Please, can we have the citation of up? Can we have the citation? Professor Sabo, citation that should come up, sir. Thank you. Well, while they try to get it up, I think may have the honor of inviting Professor Abubakar Sambo, FNSC, to the podium. A round of applause for him, please. It's not easy to be a professor of renowned personality like him. Thank you, sir. Please. Professor Abubakar Sani Sambo is a first-class graduate from Ahmadu Bello University, Mechanical Engineering. I obtained his doctorate degree also in Mechanical Engineering from University of the United Kingdom. Professor Sambo started his work career at Bayero University and rose to become a senior lecturer. In 1991, he was appointed Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Energy Studies at Sokoto. He served as a Vice Chancellor of ATB Bauchi, as well as a pioneer Vice Chancellor of Kaduna State University before his appointment as the Director General of the Energy Commission of Nigeria, where he served for 2 terms of total of 8 years. Professor Sambo was named the Special Advisor to the President on Energy, Chairman Ministerial Task Force on Power, appointed by the Minister of Power, and a member of Regional Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency Consultation Committee, amongst others. Professor Sambo has supervised several candidates, that's PhD candidates as well as master guests, and has written more than 200 articles and books, and conferences and seminars. He is a current engineer. He's a fellow of so many institutions, including the Nigerian Academy of Engineering, the Nigerian Academy of Science, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and so on. He served as the Vice Chair for Africa of the World Energy Council, and he is now the chairman of the chapter of the same council. Professor Sambo is recipient of 2 national honors, the National Productivity Order of Merit Award, and the Officer of the Order of the Niger. Please, we need to celebrate this very man standing before us. Thank you very much. And in 2024, he was declared the president-elect of the Nigerian Academy of Science. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Professor Sambo for his presentation. Thank you very much.
The President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Chairman of this unique symposium, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, the keynote speaker, the past presidents of the Great Society, the President of Koran, please permit me to stand on the protocol very well established. When I received the notification for making a presentation at this symposium, I was under impression that I could speak for about 20-25 minutes. And therefore, I was surprised to see that I've just been provided 10 minutes. So I'll have to rush over this slide, jump so many slides, if that will be okay. But the main thing I want to say is that I was very delighted to be invited here. It gave me the opportunity to share one of the work Chairman Energy Council for Africa region, because in that position to study the energy situation of all the 55 African countries, and I'm taking the highlight that to share with Nigerian engineers. And I have shut the presentation to say we attempt to bring up in terms of attention on Nigeria. And actually, with a very short introduction, then I'll look at the electrifications in our continent that will lead me to mention the major challenges bedeviling the sector. And then I will move quickly to policy, technical, and financial recommendations that we need to improve electrifications for Africa. And of course, like I said, I will discuss a few slides highlighting the Nigerian situation and rounding up as in the usual manner. To begin with, I'm sure all of us know that the global blueprint for sustainable development is the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, 17 of them. And the SDGs do nothing but to emphasize the interconnected environmental, social, and economic aspects of social development by putting sustainability at their center. The 17 SDGs, I think there is no need telling you all about them. If you just Google, you see all of them beautifully. But just to say that the short titles for the 17, the first one is talking of nothing, but it's saying no poverty. The second one is, let me get back a little bit. I think this thing is frozen. Can I have another one? No, can you go back? Go back. Go back a little bit. Aha. The second one is no hunger, so zero hunger. The third one is good health. Fourth, quality education. Fifth, gender equality. And the sixth one is talking of water, clean water. Then the seven, SDG 7, is my area of attention. That is clean and affordable energy. And number 8 is talking of decent work and economic growth. The seventh one, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And then number 10 is talking of reduce inequalities. And the next one is talking of sustainable climate, life below water, and life, and then peace, justice, and institutions. And the last one is partnerships. And the 17 SDGs have got 169 targets, and they've all been agreed by 10 members of the United Nations. Nigeria signed in 2015 and ratified in 2017. It's incumbent on our country to implement all of them, and NSC should be one of the avenues to ensure that that is done. One thing that I think I should mention next to you is that UNESCO did a study along with 2 other agencies, and that study of UNESCO 2021 showed that all the 17 SDGs require engineering inputs for their success. All of them, even the partnerships, the last one, and the first one, no poverty. All of them require engineering skills for their eradication. So the next one that I saw is that most of them, nearly all of them, require sustainable energy for their implementation. Whether you're talking of healthcare or education, you must have lights, you must have laboratories energized. Not to talk of industry, not to talk of even this issue of combating climate change. All of them require energy. And that is why I thought it is good to discuss on universal access to clean energy. That is what is referred to as SDG 7. Now, next I want to show you that in the world today, Africa is a continent with poorest electricity access. For Africa, the electricity access is just a little less than 60%, while the whole world is about 90%. And Africa is a little bit misleading. I say misleading because if you look at North Africa, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, 100% electricity access. It's only Libya, because of their problems, that is about 70%. So we should separate. If you separate them, you see sub-Saharan Africa is much lower than that. And Nigeria belongs to that categories. Next, I want to show you, I'm sure many of you have seen this slide. It is what people jokingly say, Africa is the dark continent. That's the reason. Because satellite picture at night shows that we have the least electricity. Of course, you will tell me Nigeria is the zone. You see that light from Lagos area, spanning to Abuja, Kano. You see some lighting, but it's not enough. It's still too small for meaningful development. Now, I think we should look a little bit deeper, even though we're short of time. You will see that in Africa, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, Even Cameroon, they have better electricity than Nigeria. So we have a lot of work to do to move the situation. And this is what, when we did the work at the World Energy Council, we focused attention significantly on this. And we took another aspect. Apart from electricity access, one parameter that is very useful is average annual electricity consumption per capita. If you look at that, you see for the whole world, the average is about 3,600. For Nigeria, it's 200. For Africa, it's 600. Nigeria is less. And if you doubt this, then you look at the periods of load shedding. No electricity. And so this figure was calculated severally, and we need a lot of work. It is not that too late, because from now to 2030, that's the SDG implementation here, if we have enough political will, we will significantly improve the electricity situation to make us move up towards Cameroon. Cameroon is higher than us. Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, even Gambia, they are all higher. You tell me its population, then I will quickly tell you what about China and India. They are much better than us, and they are several times more than us. So we just need to get ourselves organized. The major problems with developing this is we have inadequate development and implementation of the policy, legal, and regulatory frameworks. Also, there's this incomplete socioeconomic inclusiveness of electricity access. Then there is the problem of the other challenges are misaligned costs of electricity expansion and affordability of payment for electricity services. Then we have insufficient and misdirected electricity access financing. We get some funding, but unfortunately, records have shown that some of the utilizations have not been in the right direction. They should call for actions from the EFCC and ICPC to resolve those kind of bad practices. And we need to do a lot to improve the situation. And of course, you tell me Nigeria, we have policy. Yes, especially with Electricity Act 2023 and the small amendment done this year by President Tinubu. Beautiful is their implementation. And of course, one will say NAC is not doing badly. It is working out the best way. And some states, I think about 6 states have got their electricity market laws. So many states are coming. NAC is working very hard. We have a big way to go. Then there's the issue of prioritizing, issue of non-payment, protection, the issue of manpower. Manpower is not enough. When I was at the Energy Commission, one of the projects we started was production of National Energy Manpower Development Plan. I understand it's still being done, and I'm sure Koren will come in. That was our recommendation. Koren, NUC, MBTE should all come together to solve that problem. Then there are other recommendations include production of energy components within African countries, and that one is trying to piggyback on what the president of African Development Bank called for about 2.5 years ago. Dr. Adeshina said the bank has funding opening for Nigerians that want to set up production plant where energy components will be produced, whether regular ones, transformers, and so on and so forth, or solar photovoltaic panels in a big way so that we don't have to wait for orders from outside the country. These are some of the details on how some of the ideas mentioned in the last slide can be implemented. On the issue of the technologies, power plant technologies, I want to say that the first choice in view of the need for climate consideration, first opening is renewable energy power plants. Of course, those of you who are reading widely, you will know that the levelized cost of electricity production for renewable energy components, especially solar and wind, are lower than the levelized cost of conventional coal and gas power plants. They are lower now. So all we need to do is political will to move in the right direction, like Morocco is doing, like South Africa is doing, like Egypt is doing. They're moving very far in those areas. Of course, oil and gas-rich countries like Nigeria, we can't stop using oil and gas. In any case, we have net zero carbon emission we signed, net zero, not absolute zero, meaning we can continue using oil and gas, but we should have schemes to mop them up. Two beautiful arrangements. Carbon capture and sequestration technologies, one, but the one I prefer as a part-time farmer is plantations of quick-growing trees. They are beautiful things. If we do these two, then even beyond the pledge date of 2040, 2060, we can continue using our oil and gas. Even when more oil is confirmed in Nasarawa State, Bauchi Gombe, Bida Basin, Sokoto, Niger area, and Lake Chad, of course, and then the Inland Basin, Edo, Enugu Basin, Niger Delta Basin, we have more oil and gas we have to use. So therefore, we have to entrench these carbon capture and sequestration technologies so we continue to use oil and gas. I'm sure Madam President will be happy as a chemical engineer for that. And we'll tune up with the agri engineers to ensure the plantations and so on are done beautifully. Now, on issue of financing, in the past, our principals have mainly been talking of public-private partnerships. PPP have failed in most African countries from our study, and simply because the African governments don't put their own part of the agreement. So what is the recommended pathway now, and it works for all, the renewables, the nuclear, and so on, is to have build, operate, and transfer. There are different variations. BOTs is the way to go. Then recently, South Africa modified this BOT to produce what they call Renewable Energy Independent Power Procurement Program, REAP. With REAP, is like auction-based. You say this, we want to have 500 megawatts solar power plant beside Kubwa in Abuja, and they call companies to quote, and they get the distribution companies and major private sector groups that will key into that electricity. So that is signed and they continue. And after the time, 25 years, some of the components will still be good. They will be re-engaged and reused. I want to quickly show you that there is this, in one site in India, solar farm, solar power plant, one site, Badla farm, 2,245 megawatts. If we can have 10 of this in just 10 states of the Federation, extreme sunny areas, we're talking of 220,000 megawatts. And it's doable. What we require is the governors and the president to come together to move in this direction. The other one, the smaller type for companies and so on, is like this plant in South Africa, 86 megawatts, which is also doable. But the one that I like most is this Lake Turkana in Kenya, 310 megawatts wind power plant, 310. We can have 10 of these around the Mambila plateau. That will give us about 3,000 megawatts. And we can have 10, even 5 of these in Jos Plateau. That will give us about 100. So the combined will be significant electricity. Like I said, the levelized cost of production of this is even cheaper than that of conventional power systems. Now, God Almighty has endowed Nigeria with the major elements for nuclear power plant, uranium. Uranium deposits exist in all the northeastern states and Cross River State. All northeastern and Cross River State. What do we do with it? God Almighty has endowed us. Niger is mining their own. You know, this northeastern Yobe, Borno is bordering. So their own is the one they are mining. And that's where American and Chinese companies are very busy. In fact, this cool thing, they were talking of their uranium was taken for pittance by France. And so we need to use our uranium. And the beauty of this nuclear power plant, number one, is that it does not have carbon dioxide emission. And number two, it is beautiful for supply of base load electricity requirement of any country. Base load electricity is the electricity you require at the time of the 24-hour cycle with minimum consumption, like say from midnight to 4 a.m. And once you tune your nuclear power plants, you put the fuel rods and you start the plants, they can go running for years. Yes! 3, 4, 5 years, continuously. And that's why it is very beautiful. Maybe lastly, I want to tell you, 1 kilogram of uranium will give you the heat of 1,000 kilograms of coal. So there, you cannot even talk of efficiency. Efficiency is 100, so this one is 1,000. Therefore, we have to use, ladies and gentlemen, forget about those campaigners who are saying don't use it. Let's use it and move our country significantly forward. Now, for the Nigerian case that I talked, to convince any person you are trying to sell this idea, you have got to do energy demand projection. And the Energy Commission has been doing it. They got a tool from UK, modified it to Nigerian situation, and Energy Commission is able to estimate reasonably well the demand and supply projection. When you do this, the next logical thing you do a supply projection. And if I don't bother to tell you fuel wood or petrol or diesel or aviation kerosene requirement, I just jump to the major one of electricity, leave those ones on. Maybe when we do another detailed meeting on energy, we can do all those other ones. But for electricity, you produce electricity generation expansion plan. I'm sure those of you reading will see sometimes, you see China is commissioning new electricity plants every week because they are following this, something like this. So we can produce electricity generation plan and follow it very dedicatedly. And I need to also say, it's not too all bad for Nigeria. This AFAM combined cycle power plant is being referred to by different countries. It's a very good thing that Nigeria did because, you know, it's like double decker for electricity supply. And one would recommend in the gas areas, especially the gas areas around the deputy president's village, they have gas, so you should have this kind of power plant. Maybe you and your friend, I can see the other side, can team up together to start thinking of putting this kind of thing around Obi and the Kiana area. I think that will be necessary. Well, the solar ones, I think all of you know. You have got energizing education, REA is very busy. Then you have got some green bonds held by Ministry of Environment and so many organizations. There's a 10 megawatt commissioned January last year by Buhari, and so on and so forth. Now, before I round up, I want to say that with this move of World Engineering Day, that we have seen that engineering is needed to ensure successful implementation of all the 17 SDGs, all of them. I think we need to look at the energy issue. Now, when you say Nigeria is having difficulty to generate 5,000 megawatts, we are talking of hundreds of megawatts. Well, I tell you, it's all to do with political will. In 2007, 2008, late President Aradua appointed me chairman of Nigeria-Brazil partnership. We went to Brazil, we saw the prowess they are having in energy is hard work, dogged determination. The political will did not mean just Mr. President. Mr. President will select engineers. That's the last point I put in there. Engineers to man all major energy sector production. And then the political will, like the Brazilians were doing, Brazilian President Lula was meeting with all, he had 13 thematic groups. One of them was hydropower, another one was on biofuels. And he was meeting every week, shouting and yelling, and threatening sack.
Thank you very much, Prof. please, another round about, I think his lecture is like food. Engineer, it's not easy. Prof, thank you so much. If it is possible for President to constitute a committee to implement, because it's not only on the saying, it's on the implementation. Because most times when we see all these things, they are like food, we eat it, but to implement and structure people how they can implement it is a difficult thing. So thank you so much, Prof, and God bless you. On this note, I would like to introduce the next speaker. Second speaker is Alice Radley, the Program Manager, African Prize of Engineering Innovation. The President said I should whisper to me that I should abridge her citation, because if I start reading her citation here, we will not go today. So I abridge it in 2 minutes. I will read her citation. My President, please permit me. Thank you, Alice Radley. You're welcome. Alice is the Program Manager for the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation, which awards commercialization support to African innovators developing scalable engineering solutions to local challenges. Alice has worked on the prize for 3 years, and in her previous role supported the AFROD Business Club at the African Foundation for Development. Alice has a Master of Latin American Development. My President, permit me to present Alice Radley, the next speaker. Please, an applause for her.
Thank you so much. So today, computer engineering enabled me to join you remotely from London. Transport engineering enabled you to travel to the National Engineering Centre, which was built by civil engineers. And material engineering created the seats you are sat on, and human engineering put us all here together. Engineering is all around us, yet it often goes completely unappreciated. A huge thank you to the Nigerian Society of Engineers for inviting me to speak on behalf of the Royal Academy of Engineering in celebration of World Engineering Day. I am Alice Radley, Program Manager of the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation at the Royal Academy of Engineering. We are Africa's biggest prize dedicated to engineering innovation, and we have supported nearly 150 businesses over the last decade, 89% of which are still active today. I hope this conversion success rate excites you as much as it does me, and thank you for inviting me here today. My goal for the next 10 minutes is to inspire some of the entrepreneurs and engineers in the room to develop and commercialize engineering innovations. Maybe even some of the students who spoke at the exhibition. And I'd like to build engineering organizations, change bodies who are working towards the same goal as the Academy of Engineering. Then I will chat to you about the Academy's work in Africa, share some innovations, and invite you on this journey with us. We are united by engineering and its role in our economies and societies, but different environments have different engineering solutions. New technologies have to be nurtured and developed locally to achieve the highest social or environmental impact. The engineering capacity in Africa varies hugely from country to country and is influenced by factors such as economic development, educational opportunities, and investment in research and development. Growing this capacity requires collaboration between governments, private sector, NGOs, and of course some engineers, many of whom are in this room. African countries are investing more and more in engineering, which has now become one of the most popular university courses on the continent. We've seen an increase in the number of innovation hubs, business accelerators, and incubators supporting early stage startup. Next slide, please. In 2012, the Royal Academy of Engineering published its Engineers for Africa report, a great read, I may add, and available on our website for those of you who are interested, which identified the scale of engineering capacity needs. We work on many programs in Africa, and together they provide business expertise to innovators, build partnerships, strengthen engineering bodies, and support women. The program I'm going to delve into today is the Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation, because we are celebrating our 10 years, but also because it's a program that really, really excites me. The Africa Prize was founded on the belief that one innovator can change a community and a network of innovators can transform a continent. Think about this just for a second. There is a wealth of innovation that is not always supported by local startup ecosystems, particularly in countries with less economic development. To date, the Africa Prize has supported innovators from 3 countries from across Africa, and of course, Nigeria is always strongly represented. Over 10 years, we've had winners from 8 different countries, from Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire, Tanzania, South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana, and Cameroon. Importantly, we embrace engineering in its widest sense, and this is because we know it is engineers who build nations, create economies, and stimulate development. We welcome all kinds of engineering, including anything from mechanical, civil, energy, water, security, health, you name it. So how does the Africa Prize work? Next slide, please. Our call for applications generates hundreds of entries from across the short list. 16 entrepreneurs then gets professional support to develop their skills and ability to innovate and take to market. After 8 months of training, a winner is announced at finals of which is held in a city every year. This year it will be Nairobi. The winner receives £25,000, which, if my maths is correct, is around 50 million naira. And 3 finalists win £10,000 each, which is just under 20 million naira. For our 10th anniversary year, the prize was being doubled, so really this year. It won't surprise you, as an engineering body, we actually have data. Make sure to share more of this data following the presentation, but for now, I'm only going to cover a few. Over 10 years, nearly 150 shortlisted businesses have created more than 28,000 jobs, raised more than 39 million USD, and solutions which deliver on every single development goal. Our alumni have delivered more than 70 products to market in 4 countries, which is incredible. Some of these innovators only really came to the Africa Prize with something as a really basic, prototype, and now they're exporting far and wide and changing lives locally. The Africa Prize has awarded over $3 million in support to our alumni community, and the judges and business mentors have contributed more than 4,000 hours of technical support, which, if my math is correct, is around 500 days. Incredible. The Africa Prize encourages entries from different backgrounds, ages, and qualifications. One of my absolute favorite reports was when we had both a 20-year-old chemical engineer and a 23-year-old gender practitioner. We saw this unexpected but valuable knowledge exchange between these 2 different people, incredibly different backgrounds, from different countries, working on different things. The power of a network. As I am representing Royal Academy of Engineering today, you may also think that I am an engineer, I'm not, and neither do you apply for the Africa Prize. Your innovation engineering related. Globally, engineering is still a very male-dominated industry, and in Africa, this is no different. In partnership with WUMHub, we run a feeder program to the Africa Prize for the Africa Innovation Fellowship to develop a more gender-diverse engineering workforce. We are proud to have increased applications up to 25% by overall application pool, and 20% of our winners have also been women. This is exciting considering women tend to make up only 15% of the engineering workforce. Next slide, please. I'd now quickly like to highlight some Nigerian alumni who've enjoyed success through the Africa Prize. Next slide, please. Let us begin with Godwin Benson. Some of you may have used Tutoria, an EdTech platform that provides students with tailored lesson plans and creates tutor matches. Tutoria has helped more than 23,000 students enhance their academic performance and has created additional jobs for teachers. Also from Nigeria is Aisha Rahim, developer of Farms to You, a dynamic technology company addressing food insecurity both in Nigeria and Kenya. They support more than 30,000 growers and have over doubled their revenue since 2022. These are just two examples of Nigerian alumni that have been part of the Africa Prize community, but I really urge you to visit our website where you can see the other 20 innovators and everyone else who is part of the Africa Prize community from across the continent. Next slide, please. I'm sure my 10 minutes is rapidly drawing to a close, but I want to kind of reiterate, and I hope that I have encouraged some of you today to pursue engineering, innovate, or join the Africa Prize network. There are two main ways you can get involved with the Africa Prize. We would love to invite you all to join us on June 13th for the 10th Africa Prize final. It will bring together our entire network from across the continent to celebrate the power of engineering. And I can guarantee it will be a huge, huge celebration. I think we all slept for about a week after last year's, and that was only the 9th celebration. So gather your fellow engineers, join us online or in Nairobi if you are there. It really is the more the merrier. And if you are an innovator, I also urge you to apply for the Africa Prize. This year alone, the Africa Prize has awarded more than £1 million worth of grant funding to our alumni. Keep an eye on our website, applications opening in May. Next slide, please. Our alumni are always the best advert for what we have achieved, and I'm delighted that Duka, a 2021 finalist from the Gambia, is going to be talking to you next. You will absolutely love her. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Don't forget to connect, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Alice Radley. Thank you so much. You have had your sonorous voice, and you have demonstrated that what you have inside your skull is a very welcome protein. Thank you so much. If my president permits, will give you, say you're not an engineer, will give you engineering. So please, an applause for her again. Thank you. Permit me to welcome and introduce the next speaker of the day, Fatu Juka Dabo. Fatu, you're welcome. Fatu Juka Dabo, an entrepreneur with over 4 years of experience in three-dimensional printing. Currently, she's the managing director of Make 3D Company Limited, the first and only 3D printing company in the Gambia focusing on 3D printing and healthcare, education, and general manufacturing. For her innovations in the sector, Fatu Juka was awarded the most outstanding woman in STEM in the Gambia by She She awards Gambia in March 2022. Please, an applause for her. It's not it. She's also a 2022 Mandela Washington Fellow and was a finalist for the Royal Academy of Engineering's African Prize for Engineering Innovation 2021. She holds a technician diploma in applied mechanical, electrical, and electronics engineering, and previously worked as a maintenance technician at the Gambia National Petroleum Corporation for 4 years. Fatou Juki is focused on providing access to three-dimensional printing technology to Gambian youth, experts, and entrepreneurs to develop local solutions for local problems. My president permits me to introduce this young lady who is making the African proud. Fatou Juki, you're welcome. Please, an applause for her.
I'm Fatou Juki here, and I am here today to share my experience and to this beautiful goal. And thank you for having me. I would love contact information of the students that are doing the painting because I'm really connecting with them. I just wanted to say that so I do not forget. And as mentioned, I'm the director and partner of Make 3D Company Limited. And we are the only 3D printing company in the Gambia. We started out in November 2019, a few months before COVID-19 started in Gambia in 2020. So when we started, it was just someone that was engineering and technology and was interested in 3D printing technology and wanted to explore for myself and for people around me. Then we realized that it was not sustainable if we keep investing into 3D printing without being able to get something from it or keeping it running, and we registered the business. When we registered, it was still very new. We were introducing the technology to people, to students, and being known in the Gambia, and that was when COVID started. When COVID started, we all saw what happened in the world. The developed countries had their medical devices, and the export of medical goods was stopped in so many areas, and we were left with one thing, and that was ourselves as a continent. And this was when we had to step up as first responders for COVID-19 in Gambia. We worked with the Medical Research Council at London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine in the Gambia, where we were hosted at their biomedical engineering lab. And we acted as first responders by providing medical devices using 3D printing technology, printed thousands and thousands of face shields for COVID-19 responding care workers. And during this time was when we got introduced to the Africa Prize. Before that, I have never heard of the Africa Prize. And when I got introduced to it, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. What is it? The worst thing that can happen is not being accepted. And by December 2020, I got an email that I have been accepted into the Africa Prize for 2021. And this was how my Africa Prize journey started. It was something that happened to me and my company at the perfect time, if I may say so myself. It was amazing because at this point, I was still transitioning from being someone that was into technology to someone that was into tech business. And what I needed was trainings on how to run a business, compliance advice, legal support, and all of these things that you need at the beginning of the business that you don't even know that you need. So basically, when I started, we started with the 8 months program, like Alice mentioned. It was a training program, and what the program gave me was mentorship, legal advice. It gave us good PR, because at this time, not a lot of people even knew what we were doing in the Gambia. But it was amazing to see the Africa Prize and the Royal Academy of Engineering posting you on their websites and everywhere on their socials, and people within your country or within your continent getting to know what you do and exposing your business. So this was just the perfect moment for us as people that just started business. And during the training, we were trained on how to be compliant, how to work with the government, how to work with other private businesses, and basically being investor and market ready. But when we talk about sustainability in technology or in engineering or in anything in general, it comes to training the local people. And what we learned when we did the COVID response, to sustain development and to be able to produce in-house and make things work for yourself, provide solutions, you have to work with the local community and not always depend on the outside world. And when we started working on COVID-19, again, I love using this example because we worked with young women that were in another organization, Mbolo Association in the Gambia. And these are women that had no idea what 3D printing was at the beginning. They had no idea what we were doing or what technology does, but to train them, get them on board, collaborate with them, get them all the guidance and the guidelines so they're able to work with us in the production of the facials and produce in-house. So this puts an emphasis on why it is important to train the local people and get them on board when it comes to production and when it comes to doing things locally. And how far we have come since the Africa Prize is that our team has grown, capacity grew. We received, we got certification for our medical device for 3D printing, our orthopedic humeral brace. This is the first 3D printed medical device certified by the Medicines Control Agency in the Gambia. And we were able to do this because of the support we received from the Africa Prize and being able to talk to the government. It was difficult, honestly, being able to speak to a government agency, making them understand and in a sense, playing catch up with the technology that is already on the ground and showing them what is happening in the outside world, how 3D printing technology is being used for development in other countries, and why this particular medical device is good enough to be certified. It took a long time, but with the support and training and the guidance we got from the African Prize, we were able to pull through this and get the certification for our medical device. So we always want to urge government and the compliance bodies come on board when young innovators and engineers are coming up with solutions, because it is beautiful to have solutions, but if it is not accepted by your country or your government, then it's a big problem. Because at the end of the day, you will have one solution in your country, someone else will have the same or a similar solution in a different country, and your country is still importing from that country because that country's device or material has already been accepted and approved and given all the licenses that they need. So these are some of the things that we got from the Africa Prize. And after the Africa Prize, we also, the beauty of the Africa Prize is that, okay, the program is amazing. You get 8 months of training, 8 months of talking to mentors, partners, other institutions, and other people that are part of the prize. But after that, you don't get abandoned. You don't get abandoned by the prize in the sense that there is an alumni group that you are part of. So you are automatically part of a network of engineers, of people, innovators from all over the continent that you can always reach out to. But then the Royal Academy of Engineering also has programs for alumni. And through that program, we were able to secure another grant that we got after winning the finalist prize. We got another grant that supported our business to scale up some of the work that we did. I have mentioned the orthopedic humeral brace license we got, and our capacity grew. We received the alumni support. We are part of a huge network. And as you can see, 2021 to date, I am still part of the network of the Africa Prize, and here to tell you that especially I've seen amazing things from the young engineers that are that we're exhibiting not long ago. And I believe these innovations are things that can graduate and get to the Africa Prize. Another beautiful thing about the Africa Prize is that there is no age limit. Alice can correct me on this. There is no age limit. I'm looking forward to seeing these young people on the Africa Prize soon, someday. And hopefully we can continue providing solutions for our continent, starting from our countries locally and growing to an international level. Thank you. This is it from me today. And if you have any questions, I'll be around.
I think she gets better applause, please. Okay, thank you very much. You have done wonders. No wonder Alice was introducing you as one of the best. So please permit me to allow my colleague, Engineer Linda, to take the stage. Linda, please, an applause for her, please.
Thank you very much, online speakers. We appreciate all the wonderful presentations you've made. And it's so nice to know that you may have such a very beautiful innovation or solution, but the acceptability is dependent on how your government or the country takes it. I'm sure we as engineers will try to pull that and push so that our own innovations and engineering solutions can move forward. All right, so for our panelists, we have, like we've heard earlier, we have Alice Radley and Fatu Juka. Can I see the two of you, please? Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. As they come up, sorry, we have to take this session because they would be leaving. So we'll take that before the final speaker comes up, which we are live here, right? Okay, thank you very much. So do we have any question for the two of them online? Not for the first speaker. The first speaker is here with us. Does anybody have any question? Is Alice online?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Alice. Thank you very much. And we're so proud of the over 28 Nigerian innovators, including Godwin Johnson and Aisha Rahim, that have participated in the African Prize. And we know that this very same African Prize has created more than 28,000 jobs, especially for women, the young people, as well as people with disability. And all this is stemming from engineering practices and innovations. My question to you, Ma, is what does the African Prize judging panel look for in an application? Because we have viable young engineers and innovators here that would like to participate in these awards. So please, what does the Africa Prize judging panel look for in an application? Please, can you throw more light on that? This goes to Alice Radley.
Yes, of course. So first of all, apologies for the problems with the echo. I hope you are able to hear me clearly, and I'll share my presentation from earlier with the team. So I'd suggest everyone quickly writes this down because it's not always something we share far and wide, so a little kind of secret knowledge. So the way the Africa Prize judging panel looks at all the hundreds of applications we get through is by looking at four main categories. So this breaks down into business potential, entrepreneur potential, the innovation itself, and then also the potential for impact. And they all have slightly different weightings. So for the business potential, this is a 30% weighting. And the judges will be looking at the path to market, how commercially credible the business and the innovation is, also looking at the business plan as well. So make sure that when you submit an application, your business plan, whether it's the first one you've ever done or a bit more advanced, is as thorough as possible and really kind of demonstrates your plan in both kind of the short and the medium term. And then in terms of entrepreneurial potential, so they're looking at the applicant themselves, but also the team that you've got around them. So it's obviously very important. Unfortunately, not one person can do all the different roles in a startup. So it's really important that you have a strong team around you, or if you can't do that at this stage, that you have a plan for who you would like to have in your team. You know, maybe when you've advanced a bit more or funds come in or whatever it may be that's preventing you in that moment. It's also looking at the enthusiasm of the entrepreneur, how receptive they're going to be to mentoring and training, and also an entrepreneur who is aware of their strengths but also their weaknesses as well. As I mentioned, we can't all be great at absolutely everything. The third element, the innovation, that's a 20% weighting. So this is the originality and how adaptive the innovation. And if it's solving something like really innovative in a really innovative way, and also looking at kind of the competition that you have in the market that you are in. And then finally, 20% weighting for impact. This could be the expected benefits to the country, and looking at the social, environmental and economic impact, as I mentioned previously in my speech as well. So I hope that clears things up for you, for everyone who is interested in applying. I do want to reiterate that you do not have to be an engineer. You just have to have an engineering innovation, because there's so many important people who work around engineers who really contribute towards these businesses and startups, and all have different expertise.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a question from Engineer Kashim Ali, but before then, sorry. All right, so she said that we need business potential, the potential for your business to upscale, sustainability, enthusiasm of the entrepreneur. You need a strong team, and you need to be innovative, and you must come with originality. So these are all the things that the panel actually look out in applications. Engineer Kashim, sir, please. Can we give him a microphone so that she can hear? Oh. Okay, thank you so much. There's a question about funding here. It's quite an enormous money that is being expended on the prize. The question is, how are you able to access such funds that you're able to give the participants as grant, so that you can also benchmark from that?
So there's an echo again. So the Africa Prize is primarily funded by the UK government, and year on year we receive funds from the government based on the activity of previous year. So as you can imagine, with any grant funding or prize money, there's an awful lot of reporting, and there's an awful lot of business and product support from engineers in the Royal Academy of Engineers Fellowship, but also as well business experts each of the different countries that we work in the 20 countries that we work in via our training providers. So those grants, if they have a real impact and the businesses are advancing, and we can kind of demonstrate like the really wonderful things that Africa Prize alumni are doing, then that kind of always helps us for the next year, and for us to continue working with businesses as they grow a continent. I will reiterate that in order to access any of the grant funding, this always comes once you've got onto the core Africa Prize program, and you've gone through those 8 months of training. It doesn't matter if you're a winner, a finalist, or a shortlist, but you all go into the Africa Prize alumni community, that community of just under 150 innovators that I mentioned. And that is where the support and the grants and all the other non-financial support as well, which is also incredibly important. It's not always grants that are the main focus. That community is supported indefinitely. So whatever an entrepreneur may need, if we are able to provide that, if it's knowledge, if it's funds, when there is a grant pool open, and the grant pools are normally quite specific, kind of maybe more service and delivery, training, business acceleration grant, then that is where those that financial support comes in.
Okay, thank you very much. So they get these funds from businesses, from fellowships, from leading experts. She also said leading experts in the field. So some of these funds comes from that. Sorry, ma'am. From government also, yes. And she said both the participants, whether you are a finalist or you're a winner of the award, they are all eligible to have some certain grants that will help you, apart from the mentorship and the training that you go through as the time progresses. All right, thank you very much for that. Now, Fatu, thank you very much also for sharing your experience, you know, about the African Prize. We're so proud of you, and it's really something that we've had after all this mentorship, all this training, the encouragement that gotten from Africa Prize and the Academy of Engineering. Would like to know, how do you really intend to partner with other entrepreneurs to also impact the knowledge to them so that they can be able to succeed in their own rights?
Okay, for me, always partnering comes with finding solutions. And I believe that the problems in Gambia are similar problems in other African countries, at least in other West African countries. And the partnership that we have started doing, let's say, in Senegal and the neighboring places, is by working with other universities, working with others, building their capacity in 3D printing and replicating the work that we have done. Because again, when I look at African countries, or at least neighboring to the Gambia, I find similar problems that we. So it's always being able to customize and contextualize our problems based on what is happening in that. So always it's about coming together, finding similar problems and solving them across the board. So this is how I have been working with other people from the neighboring countries, and this is the way that we plan to take going forward when it comes to other entrepreneurs. This is why I want to hear from the 3D printing team so I can see how to collaborate in the nearest future.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, a round of applause to our panelists online. We're so grateful. We've learned a lot from this very interaction, and I'm sure a lot of our engineers are also very enlightened about this, and we'll continue to try to this prize and share their experience in no distant time. On that note, I want to end the session, this panel, with the two speakers online by this word that was to us by one of the speakers. One innovator can change a community. A network can transform a continent. I'm sure we have innovators here, and it's going to be a great change in our country. With that being said, before we take on the final speaker, and then we take like 10 minutes panel, the two of them are going to be the end of session. We are going to launch this very beautiful program that we have. Remember, when President was speaking, she told us that we are going to have a launch of a specialized skills training by the Executive Secretary here, as well as the CEO of the Nigerian Content Development and Management Board. So we have Engineer Adewale Bello, MNSC, here in the house. Please, is he here? Okay, thank you very much. We're going to invite him with a resounding round of applause, together with the Executive Secretary. Excuse me, ma'am. All right, thank you very much. Please, let's welcome him to the podium while he launches this scheme. Then the president will follow suit after to properly unveil this. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. existing protocol duly observed. I'm sorry, I'm a technical person, so I don't want to go into. I just want to go straight to the point. Actually, I'm just to discuss about the NSC membership development program under the able and amiable president, Engineer Margaret Oguntala. Actually, the committee was set up recently, and we have been able to identify some courses that will be trained, that will be the particular one that our members will be trained on. So, and already we have selected 11 courses, which we have cybersecurity and ethical hacking, we have data science and analytics, we have artificial intelligence and robotic engineering, whereby everybody knows what is going on now. So our members have to be equipped with technology that has to do with robotic science and other things like that. We have communication skills, part of the programs, part of the courses that was selected. We have CAD in mechanical engineering, we have CAD in civil engineering, we have CAD in electrical engineering. And we have additive engineering also. We have communication skills. We have lateral thinking, whereby we'll be talking about critical thinking, because it's also part of what we selected. So, and we are kickstarting with cybersecurity and ethical hacking, whereby we want our members to know about what is trending now in the digital world, whereby all the acts that have been happening in the theft on data and other things like that. We want them to know about goals of cybersecurity, because we are kickstarting with the cybersecurity course. So the goals of cybersecurity, the CIA, when we talk about confidentiality, talk about integrity and availability of data, so that engineers will see, our members will be able to go out there and do what is needed. So based on this, we're trying to partner with some facilitator, so like iTech Center, where they promise to train our members on solar panels assembly and on biogas and other hands-on training of such. So for kickstarting program, we are kickstarting with cybersecurity and ethical hacking. And we are going to do a hands-on training, practical, on how to do ethical hacking, and how our members will be able to know about the risk in the data science and risk, cyber risk, and cyber law and cyber policy, so that everybody will be able to go on his own. They can be on their own and be self-employed. That's just summary.
Now we call on the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSC. Please put our hands together as she comes up stage. Thank you so much, ma'am, for launching this beautiful program. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, this program was conceptualized about 1 year ago. And even before my investiture, we set about getting partners, strategic partners for the programs that we plan to run in the next 2 years and beyond. And fortunately, we were able to get one in the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, which will be partnering with us for this training. And we are doing for the 6 geopolitical zones. The idea is to have a year-round training program for young engineers, and then we also have some hands-on for older members of the society. But you have to be a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. You have to be, you can, in any category, you can be a graduate member or corporate member. For the young engineers, the age is 0 to 35. And then for the older engineers, we'll be having training in biogas development, solar panel development, and some other training that we are partnering with other stakeholders for. So today we launched the training, the specialized skills training, as we have aptly named it. And in the end, we expect to train at least 6,000 young engineers. So for every geopolitical zone, we're starting with 100. In the hall today, we have at least 20 of them, and then online, we also have about 30. We're starting with 100. And it's a 4-week program, which will run concurrently in every geopolitical zone. 3 weeks of theory, which will be virtual, and 1 week of physical training and field trips and hands-on training. So for the next 3 weeks, we'll start in another week when we get the commercials well put together with NCDMB. And then we'll have 3 weeks of virtual training, and we'll bring everybody here. So we are starting with the North Central because of my past president, Engineer Kashim Ali. We are starting with North Central and the FCT. So when we called for nomination, I saw that some members, as a matter of fact, for civil, we asked for nomination through the divisions because we want it to be division-based, discipline-based. And for civil engineering, for instance, we had participants, the nominated participants from Uyo. And I asked myself, is Uyo in North Central or in FCT? But I think the fear was that we will not come to Uyo. But I want to assure all engineers that this training will take place in every geopolitical zone, all 6 of them. So please, I'm sure that everybody who is interested will benefit from the training. And the Executive Secretary, Engineer Felix Ogbe, he planned to come here today. I think I got to the airport and was recalled to Yenegua for some other very cogent or urgent reasons. So he has asked that I launch this on his behalf and that he will be here for the graduation, which to him is also he considers even more important than the unveiling of the program. So on behalf of the Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and of course in partnership with the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, I unveil the specialized skills training for young engineers. God bless the Nigerian Society of Engineers. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma, for remaining on stage. The NCDMB representative, please, can you come up stage?
No, he's one of us.
Yes.
No, it's not NCDMB. But let him come, please.
Yes.
He's a member of the board. Please.
Please, can we come up stage just to mark the unveiling of this project? So let's have the past president, can they come?
Yes. Then he called the people that will come.
Please, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
Yes, for the symbolic unveiling of this program, I'd like to invite the president of Koren, Engineer Professor Sadiq Z. Abubakar FNSC, who is a member of the board of NCDMB. I'd like to invite the chairman of the Young Engineers Forum of NSE, who also represents them on the council. I call him the Distinguished Council Member, Engineer Ikake Destiny. And then, of course, Engineer Adewale Bello to represent the group that has worked tirelessly to put this together. Me to also invite upstage the chairman of the group that put this together, the vice president of Koren, chairman of Motpark, Engineer Olaolu Ogunjuyile, FNSC. My past president, sir, please join us. In fact, it's immediate past member representing Koren on NCDMB.
I want the dress.
Thank you very much. So in the next 15, 20 minutes, we'll be rounding up for today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. We have Okay, thank you very much. So I would invite the two panelists to just come up stage. Prof, Prof, can we have you up stage? And then Dr. Ikotun also. He will take his paper, then just sit. That's what I was just clearly informed now. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for them. Thank you. Engineer Dr. Adewale Bashir, Ikotun FNSC, FIMC, FCP, is a clear indication of rising through the rank. He rose from, should I say nothing, if you go through his full biography, to who he is today. He commenced his technical career as an apprentice vulcanizer after discontinuing education, in 1984, and he dedicated years of learning so that he could establish his own business. Afterwards, he went to the Government Technical College, Oshogbo, so that he could have some level of education. And he swiftly established his own workshop of electrical rewinding after several trainings that he took by himself. Well done, sir. And upon completing all this, he decided not to sit back, but with hard work and dedication, he continued to learn until he was able to earn a degree in electronics and communication engineering from London Metropolitan University. And immediately after graduation, he received an employment from the Nigerian Bottling Company as an automation training manager. From the day he took his job, he has made up his mind that 18 months into that, he was going to resign. And that he kept. He conceptualized the design of automation and mechatronics training equipment for educational institutions in the country, leading to the establishment of Walitech didactic equipment. And quite a number of polytechnics and some universities are using this equipment at the moment. But the crux of the matter is that after the removal of the fuel subsidy by the president in 2023, it brought a transformative turn in his quest for knowledge. And presently, he journeys to LPG CNG conversion scheme, and that is what he's here to discuss with us. He has so much, his CV is much. I just gave you a brief to show you where he started from and where he is today. Sir, we're so proud of your achievement. Please, we want you to proceed with your presentation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Standing on the disease protocol, while I recognize the First Lady in Nigerian Engineering of today, Mrs. Margaret Oguntela. Good afternoon, ma. My DP, good afternoon, sir. All other protocol duly observed. Before I go to my main topic, I'm interested in this project that you just unveiled, ma. And by that, since it's going to exist in this geopolitical zone, now I have an academy in Ibadan, an academy that most multinational companies brings in their engineer to train. And I have young guys there who handle big data, who do process and automation robotic. I dedicate that automation to this program. In the planning, for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, whatever week, just let us know, man. The hardware, the software, they are all available to support this program. Also, when we talk about the card, we have a lot of CAD software there. And you are also talking about renewable energy, man. As I speak to you today, I'm one of the first Nigerians who is deploying wind turbine in Egbe power plants. That's where I'm coming from yesterday. And I can also support in training of young engineers in this field. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to speak to my presentation. It's quite very voluminous, but I'm just going to talk about it. I will travel from Abuja to Ibadan with my e-logs, and my total running expenses will be 14,000 to 15,000 naira with this current fuel prices. If you try that with your e-logs, you will spend about 65,000 to 70,000 naira if you want to go by road. But I will do that with 14 to 15. I've been doing that anyway. Now, this is the message I brought for you now. In my house, I will use 50 kg gas, which you will use the same. It's going to cost you about 50,000 naira. I will use equivalent 50 kg gas of compressed natural gas. It's going to cost me 11,000 naira, while yours of LPG will cost you 50,000 naira. Mine will last me for 3 months. Yours LPG will last you probably 1 month, depending on rate of usage. Therefore, cost-saving engineering innovation is what I've come here to preach today. The nation needs to embrace this. Am I in control? Okay. Basically, my core interest in this presentation is to let you know that compressed natural gas is there for utilization at reticulation, even in the houses. You take your cylinder to go and buy gas to fire your burners, your cooker at home. You can do same using compressed natural gas. The cost of compressed natural gas today is 230 per CMQ when compared with the cost of diesel, which is 1,400, and compared with the cost of PMS, which is over 600 naira. Now, since the removal of fuel subsidy, everyone is feeling the pain. But we that understood this CNG technology, we have
over 15 cars and trucks running in our own academy, and 9 of them, they are running on compressed natural gas as I speak today. Now, the gas reservation in the country, I can confirm to you from direct source that we have compressed natural gas that can last us for 170 years in Nigeria, but we are not using it for anything, not at all. But Dangote is not only rich, it's going to continue to be richer, because for the past 15 years, 90% of Dangote trucks have been running on compressed natural gas. To the extent that at Obajana, he has a compressed natural gas terminal. As I speak, he's going to launch another one at Ibese. So now when he buys trucks that run on compressed natural gas. The production of this gas in this country has taken a milestone that all of us, we are only looking at petrol, PMS, and AGO. And the only gas we are aware about are the LPG gas, the one we use for cooking at home, boilers, in the industry. Most of the bakery you see, this is why bread are now very expensive. They use burners, they use ovens to produce our bread. Now the cost of diesel skyrocketed the price of bread. But thank God at Otanao, we converted 3 big bakeries. Instead of using diesel for their burner, they are now using compressed natural gas, and the savings is over 60 million naira for their company within a month that they save on diesel. Now, I will quickly share this with us, which is for us to know the volume of this gas that is in our country. And this data is from the direct source that tells us straight away that they are exporting 90%. I say 90% because when you put them together, the volume of what we are using in our compressed natural gas in Nigeria is less than 10%. Whereas some other 15% has been flared off, others has been sent abroad. Now, even the LPG we are using in the house, there are 2 types of the LPG. Automobile LPG and the domestic LPG. The one that is very expensive now is the one that concerns the masses, me and you, the one we use for cooking the house, which is domestic LPG. But there's another type of LPG, which is auto LPG, which is 30% of the price of the domestic LPG. But most of us are not aware of this, because once they produce it, they are taking it down offshore, down abroad. It's not being consumed in Nigeria. Why? How many vehicles is using LPG on Nigerian road? I don't know, not up to 1,000. Here the LPG is cheaper than the PMS. Now, sedimentary basins in Nigeria, this gas, they are available everywhere in the country. Ogun State, Oyo State, Kebbi State, anywhere you talk about, gas are there. And in their percentage volume, this is the statistics we have. That means I don't actually need to reside in Kebbi before I can get gas. All we need is infrastructural investments for those gas to be available locally for everybody. Gas production in the country. The way we are producing PMS, AGO, same way we are producing LPG, CNG, and LLNG. Now, the LLNG things, I will not want to talk about it for long because we are still battling with CNG. Do you know that the LNG gas, where CNG gas will take you 1,000 kilometers, the same volume of LNG gas will take you 6,000 kilometers. The same volume and lesser price. But we are not even aware of it. And this is important to we engineers. Because now the government has removed the fuel subsidy. Masses are feeling the pain. They are looking on to me and you to bring about innovative technology to cushion the effects of this fuel removal. But now that we are aware of this, now since I unveiled a conversion center, I commissioned a conversion center in Ibadan on the 10th of January. On the 10th of January this year, within that time, we have converted over 40 vehicles including for federal government themselves, because they know the benefits. But how many of it can our company convert in a year for a population of 200 million? So we needed engineers to come in the whole of Oyo State. I'm the only one having a conversion center. I know of 2 in Ogun State, 2 in Lagos State. In the whole of FCT, there are only 2. And the mines are there, but the supply are in short supply. So we engineers need to key into this, because the gas are there, but we needed people to do the conversion so that everyone who wants to convert vehicle come to a workshop and will get it converted. NIPCO is the only first person that starts CNG conversion in Nigeria. Now today, they started with 450,000 naira per conversion. I will tell you, as of 2 weeks ago, they are charging 1.2 million to convert a car. Why? Monopolistic market. Who is doing it? Nobody. And the demands are there. Now, this is the emerging market. I'm only talking about the gas in auto and conversion, but trust me, the supply chain of this gas is so vast that I'm not expecting any engineer in Nigeria to be poor, because the technologies are there, the demands are there for us to harness and become wealthy. The gas have to come from one place to another. What does that mean? If we cannot have filling stations that dispense gases, like we have, they dispense petrol, I mean, the concern will be how many filling stations is dispensing CNG today? In the whole of Abuja is 2. Of course, you see the statistic. In the whole of Nigeria, only 26 filling stations. In the whole of Nigeria. And the 24th of the filling station belong to NIMCO. NIMCO is holding 24 of 26, leaving the remaining 2 for Dangote. So they determine the price. The gas they are selling for us for 230 per CM cube, the gas is coming less than 40 naira. This is the source information.
We have 3 minutes, sir.
But nevertheless, they still have to make their money. Now, I and you can invest into infrastructure in this country to
You have 3 minutes, sir.
To lift gas from one place to another. Of course, I know the time will not permit, but the message has been passed. Compressed natural gas, liquefied natural gas, the alternative gas available to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. And finally, home reticulation. Most of us who have traveled abroad, you will know that you don't carry gas cylinder to go and buy gas. Just on your gas. The meters are there. They will bill you. If you don't pay, the gas will shut down. You will not have gas again. Yes, that is also happening in Nigeria now. We've done that in Lekki with compressed natural gas. Central gas system supplying the homes. I wish I would have better time to discuss this. 2 minutes more. Thank you. I will use that 2 minutes to demonstrate a statistic that should interest us also. There's a lot. You see, those are price comparison we have done over the year. If you are running industry, you are running megawatt or 500 kVA generator, you will know how much you are spending on diesel. Trust me, when you get your generator converted to be using CNG or LNG, you'll be running at 30% the original cost of your running. We are now in discussion with Lee City University, Dominic University, First Technical University, because they are spending so much of their internally generated revenue on diesel only. So I and you can partake in this. And the federal government has set up policies to expand national gas expansion program in the country, who report directly to the presidency, but yet nothing is happening because they are expecting me and you, we the engineers. I'm doing my little parts within my own domain, but they need more of us to expand this ministry within the nation and to support the gas development. And guess what? It has the potential of creating over 3 million jobs, because to train somebody to be a gas converter, to be able to convert existing vehicle to be using gas, takes just 5 days. In a week, in our gas plant, you come, of course, you have some basic of engineering. You know your basic physics, you can use some portable devices. In a week, you are a technician who can convert gas. You can be an entrepreneur. So it also has a potential of creating wealth by creating entrepreneur, by empowering people. On that note, I'm going to leave you with one word. Nigeria can be better if we all switch on to compressed natural gas for where we needed to use petrol or diesel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have, I'm sure we've learned a lot from that presentation. One thing that kept popping out in the two conversations, both professors' presentation and doctor's presentation, is the issue of manpower. There's issue of manpower here. We've talked about getting clean and renewable energy, like the professor has said it earlier, and he has made a cogent point by establishing to us that for the SDG goals to be achieved, it requires energy, and sustainable energy at that. And it kept popping up, renewable and clean energy, and it's also part of this presentation today. But then there's a gap, and that is the manpower gap. And it is being said that engineers are the ones that can bridge that gap, because all these are more technical, and it requires engineering skills. So I will come to you, the both of you, sirs. We want to hear from you how or what you think can be done in terms of, we have NSC here, we have Koren. How can we be able to partner, or how can we be able to work together to be able to, you know, bridge that manpower gap? And then, is there any specialized form of training that can be done? Especially, this first question goes to Doctor now. For our teaming engineers that we have that can be useful in this transition we're talking about, do you have any specialized training so that we can be able to have a lot of converters or conversion engineers that can be able to move into this energy transition we're talking about?
Okay, thank you very much.
Let him start then.
I think Nigerian Society of Engineers is already having the foundation. Now, we have the Smart Office Project. And one of the concepts in the Smart Office Project is capacity building. Now, the scheme that is just unveiled today also centers in capacity building. We just need to get our implementation plan right. I'm fortunate to be the chairman for technical committee at the NLC Smart Office. Thank you, Ma, for giving me that opportunity. And my interest majorly centers on capacity building, bringing up the young ones. So this year I'm speaking about is already on my own blueprint, that once the Smart Office Project kicks off, we are going to insert this curriculum inside our training. However, it's very important that we did not limit it to the physical Smart Office available at the Nigerian Society of Engineers here, because we want to reach all look and corners of Nigeria. So this is the area that our president will look at. How do we also integrate this kind of capacity building to go across the country? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Prof?
Thank you very much. I think we need to look at it in a very wide perspective. What are the energy types we need for the major sectors? What is energy needed for industries, for households, for services, and for transport? The major economic sectors. And then to say, what is the situation today? What should be the situation in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? We need to do that. And then we look at what are the skills required for each of the energy types. So it's a very wide thing. Like I started saying during my presentation, one of the things we were doing when I was at the Energy Commission is National Energy Manpower Development Plan. So that should be the one that should be taken to complete succession. I am aware that I don't know of this budget here, but several years back, the Commission used to provide that as an entry in their budget. If we can do this, that will go a long way
to ensure that our nation has the needed manpower, whether you're talking of craftsmen, technicians, technologists, and engineers. And to this, some of us within the engineering will move to become specialists in energy planning, energy modeling. It's a very serious vocation. When you travel to, like Egypt, I went to Egypt, I also went to Tunisia, and we saw they are taking energy planning as a very serious vocation. You have energy planning, that's why Egypt, Tunisia, they have 100% electricity access. Even Iran is doing beautifully in that direction. When we went, they take it very seriously. So we need to know what are the craftsmen, what are the technicians, technologists, and so what are the numbers required right now? What should be the numbers be? And how do we get them produced? From the skills centers he's doing, to our polytechnics, to our technical colleges, and then when you come to engineers, to the issue of university graduates. So it's a very big project, but I'm sure with NSC and Koren, and then with other agencies like I know Energy Commission and Naseni, they are also pushing for that. That is doable.
Thank you very much. We're talking about energy planning. We're talking about identifying the required skill for filling all these other energy gaps, and that is quite essential. Now, we're talking sustainability of these whole projects and all that. Prof, I still want to come back to you, and I think that would be my final question for you today. You have traveled wide and near, and you have seen these things being done in other countries in terms of sustainability of the energy system, and not only energy system, but engineering innovations in various sectors of the economy, even though our basis more like today is energy being the powerhouse of all those other innovations. I just want to know if there are other practices you have seen across other countries that we in Nigeria could benchmark so that we can have a more sustainable and robust system to drive the availability of energy that can drive other technological innovation in this country.
Thank you very much. What I have seen are quite many. First and foremost, you discuss with your colleagues who are doing similar things we are doing. You don't get a situation where they say a lawyer is a minister of works or another lawyer is a minister of power. No, you never hear. And that's first thing. And I can recall that many meetings of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, this has been hammered and stressed. And when I headed some committees of NSC, we put that also. And I'm aware when the reports went to government, that is there. But it would appear from government to government that is being discountenanced. The only one that came beautifully this time around is the Minister of Works. He's a tested civil engineer who has done beautifully in his state. So for power, for issue of water resources, for issue of housing, and so on and so forth, we should have engineers manning them. And then, like I said, what I saw also is that when a minister is given an assignment to do, the president has regular meetings to follow, and I am aware in Egypt they also have some monitoring team with the Minister of Power and some other ministers having even physically going to say, so date you are supposed to do this, tell us what you have done or what you have not done. And Egypt, the Egyptian authorities in particular, they tell us that grouping recommends removal of some officers that are not performing. So monitoring and evaluation and serious commitment to, maybe I should say, dogged determination to ensure meets results. These are part of what we loosely call political will at the highest level. It's a very serious thing. That marks the difference. Like I gave you, I don't know whether I gave you the example of Brazil. I was in Brazil chairing the committee which President Erdogan set up for partnering with them on biofuels on one hand and hydropower. And we saw in Brazil, they were dispensing ethanol to motor cars that have been rejected that time to combust ethanol instead of premium motor spirit. It was working beautifully. And we asked them how. They said, no, in Brazil, there's no competition between food and fuel because you are producing the ethanol from cassava, sugarcane, and maize. And they said, no, they said, no. In Brazil, they calculate what is the cassava, maize, and sugarcane required for food. And they make that just 20%. They produce 80%. We say, how are they able? They say, no. Anybody who is interested in agriculture, they assign these experts to follow him and guide him out. We say, middlemen say, no. In Brazil, what they do is they have cooperative societies. They will come and buy up. And we say payment, they say, no. In Brazil, your check will come to your account at designated time. We said, they said, is this kind of detailed planning that will help us solve our problems. And I think it's doable. NSC can be a force supported by Koren to ensure this kind of planning, detailed planning, are done seriously with engineers manning all the segments.
Thank you. Okay.
If we link up with our colleagues who are in Senate and House of Representatives, that can be enforced.
Exactly. We need this policy backing. We need this legislative backing also to be able to achieve all these. If not, it will just end up here. So we need to push it further than where it is. Thank you very much. I'm sure we have learned a lot also from this conversation. I promised us 20 minutes and we've spent 23 minutes already because my timer is on. But I have a question. Please, am I permitted to just take this last question? Please. Okay, I'm not permitted. Sorry about that, sir. Okay, thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Sir, is the question that came from the audience about the availability of CNG in Nigeria and its availability within the spread. That's the spread of that CNG. And then I'm just adding to it now policies. Do we have policies now guiding this so that it can be put into fruition proper and be properly utilized by Nigerians? So that's the last and final question for today.
Okay, I will start from where you stop. Policy, no.
Okay.
Because we just start National Gas Expansion Program, June 29, immediately after the removal of fuel subsidy. So there is no even committee looking at the policy now. And this is where we are scared. If the quack hijack this conversion and they start doing it roadside, there will be a lot of disaster. So NSC Korea need to stand up to this to quickly help the federal government because they have no blueprint, they have they don't have the know-how yet. Okay, even with that doing it now, I spent months in Turkey, went to Italy, went to Germany, spent so much money before I can come to boldly say, yes, we can do it. Now, availability of gas, you see, there are virtual pipeline. When you're going on the road, you see some truck with casket tubes. You see like long tubes, like 10, like 8 on them. They write CNG. And they transport compressed natural gas from production source to anywhere nationwide. And they are called the mother station. Now, at the point of dispensation, we have the daughter station, where they will drop that big tank, and then the dispenser will dispense the same way they dispenses petrol into our car. So we cannot run gas line pipe across the federation in the next 50 years. It's capital intense, but we can do daughter station and mother station, which is what is happening now. So every time now in Ibadan, I just drive into Mobi, I fill my tank. If I'm going to Lagos, when I get to Bafo, I fill in a Bafo. When I get to Korodu. So the message is spreading. People are now seeing it as part of investment that's worthwhile. But honestly, if we don't want this to be catastrophic for the country, the professional body need to quickly formulate policy that will help the government to control. Otherwise,
We're going to be in trouble.
gas is good. It's good only when it's professionally handled.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for that. Please, a round of applause for our panelists here and our panelists that were online also. And the good thing is that we have the professional bodies here. Our leaders are here. So they are taking notes, and I'm sure something will come up on that. Okay. Okay, ma'am. No, she has a question. Yes, she took a question.
Some of these pipes have been in existence for more than 42 years. Is in them. And that's why you're saying some of these things. 42, 43 years ago, NPC built gas all over this country. Some were designed and they are yet. So if we go back, if you go to NGC today, you can find the gas pipelines. Okay. I just want to, because incidentally, I think I was the originator of most of those gas, even the AKK that is being built was designed by me some 41 years ago. We just need to change in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you.
I'm surprised.
We have the current president, please. Yes, thank you. And then we have one.
Thank you very much. I thought we'd make points on this discussion. Currently, I think it's very important for us to know that under the National Qualification Framework, for the last 5 years, ABTE has been working on what they call operational sector skill councils. And they have been, in fact, in 18 of them, of such skill sector councils. And this, in response to what my senior brother Mamento said, looking at the cadres of engineering, and these 18 operational sector skill councils, 8 of them are engineering oriented. And for specific discussion, there is one that has to do with vehicle and OT industry. I believe that may be the entry point on the policy development on this. And what that means is when they say sector skill councils, they are looking at the below diploma holders, the informal sector of our artisans and technicians and craftsmen in the realms of the engineering profession. They have one in power, ICT, that's communication, one in building, about 4 are in engineering. Out of these 18, they have already inaugurated, I think, 2 or 3. Luckily for us, the current administration that Tinubu has that they call technical, vocational, and entrepreneurship education with a senior, I think, special advisor to Mr. President on that. And they're doing anchoring this. So I believe with NSC, with NATE, with NICET, with NAEC, MPT is the one that I had a discussion with the secretary. We are going to sit with the associations to see how we can roll out and uptake those that are engineering oriented. There are many of them. There are those in hospitality, there are those in, out of the team, it looks across the entire sector. I just want to say this, that I think when we carefully study those that are related to engineering, I'm able to identify that of automotive industry. I think that's one power, that has to do with renewables, with all these things you've been saying, sir. I believe we can key into that as engineering professionals, looking at the various cadres and the opportunities that lies in that system. I thought I should mention this so that we will know.
I think current practice is very amazing. That's the way to go. The only thing is that the examples you mentioned, we will take a look at the automobile to make sure this CNG thing he's talking about, and to make sure the global electric vehicles consideration are also embedded. Because Nigeria has signed, as part of the climate change mitigation, go into this lower carbon, so electric vehicles. So we make sure those companies well embedded, well started.
Thank you. Please, a round of applause, list. I would like to sincerely apologize. I have hands out there trying to ask questions or make contributions, but because to be able to send your questions, yes, the panelists want to do that. Thank you. And they send it to NF, we get it across them. Thank you. I'm the directive of my that. Thank you very much for being here. You remain stage while President sits. Thank you very much, my panelists. Yes, it's coming up. Please, can we have a group picture?
Please, for those who couldn't ask their questions, you may send them to info@nse.org.ng, and your questions will receive adequate answers. Thank you. So I have the one for Prof first. So may I invite Professor Abubakar Sam, FNSE, FAS, ON, and on behalf of Council and the entire members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I present to you the certificate of participation as a speaker at the World Engineering Day for Development in the year 2024 with the theme Engineering Solutions for the World, dated today, the 4th of March, 2024. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Here, Dr. Adewale Kotun, I'm not surprised at what you did today, and I have the certificate to, as a token of certificate of participation is entered to you, Engineer Dr. Kotun, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, for being a speaker World Engineering Day for Sustainable Development with the theme Engineering Solutions for a Sustainable World, dated today, the 4th day of March, year 2024. Congratulations, sir. I kindly invite to the podium for this photograph everyone who is on the front seat. Engineer Valerie Fekwa-Biragba, Deputy President, current President, Executive Secretary, Past President Ali, She will come for a wider one. Come for a wider picture. Oh, it's not here. When we go down, we'll take a broader photograph, which will include more people. We will invite the Vice President of NSC, Vice President, EXCO member, Corporate Services is here, and then I have my mommy here, who will join when we go back to the downstage. In the meantime, I want to invite to the podium for his goodwill message the President of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Abubakar Sik Abubakar. To bring you up by myself. 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam President. All protocol duly observed. To join my president to celebrate the World Engineering Day, and with all the attendant discussions that we have had, I believe it has been an enlightening moment. Also, very delighted to see we have a takeaway by asking Professor Sambo to actually put on the table issue of the energy deficit, energy security. We are going to do a lot on that, and I also believe that opportunities abound in these areas. When I was making I forgot to mention of the skill council. There is also oil. So if we take those, the automotive and the oil and gas, and incidentally, that oil and gas is going to be driven by MCDMB. So again, there is a connecting point. The same board that is driving, supporting this specialized training is also earmarked to drive this sector skill in oil and gas. So I believe we can sit down with them again to see how we can, superimpose that of the automotive and that of the oil and gas on this particular issue of the energy deficit and power. Of course, there's also that of power, which NAPTIP is driving. So you can see the ecosystem of the engineering bodies that are. So this, I would like to once again congratulate all of us on this very beautiful outing we have on this year's World Engineering Day, and I wish all of us the remaining part of the day a very pleasant and successful celebration day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At this moment, I would like to call President of APWEN and also the past President of Women in Engineering. She is also the Managing Director, Renewable Energy, Niger Delta Power Holding Company, Engineer Valerie Agberagwa, for her goodwill message. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I stand on the protocols and recognize my President, Engineer Margaret Guntalasi. I want to congratulate every engineer to celebrate the World Engineering Day. I mean, I think it's something that should make all of us very proud that we've been recognized globally and have been celebrated. But it should also tell us something, that we should look back. What are the things we're doing? Have we done them? What have we achieved? Have we been able to build a future for others? Presently, what are we doing? How have we enhanced engineering practice in Nigeria? What influence do we have as Nigerian engineers globally? And what are the lessons we can learn from others to make us do better? I believe most of the presentations we've heard today were all directing us that what is happening globally, we're doing in Nigeria, and what can we do better? So I want to congratulate the president of NSC for putting this together. The duty of building a sustainable world, just like everyone that has come before me has said, lies on the hands of the engineers, and the Nigerian engineers are not left out. So I want to encourage all of us as we celebrate ourselves today, let's think sustainability. In your little office, what are you doing to build the next generation of engineers? What sustainable impact, what sustainable lessons are you giving to the young engineers after you, so that when they come in, they can build on what you have done and be recognized and be able to make an impact? Once again, congratulations to everybody, and to the young, promising future engineers, well done, and we believe that you get more encouragement of every Nigerian seated in this hall. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Wow, thank you very much. Please, I want us to tell us a good round of applause. As we are the best. I couldn't hold my breath. When I was listening to it, I was like a fish out of water. I was like, so these things are existing. How are we going to bring it to fruition? What are the how are we going to start implementing it? But I know with the help of this powerful president and the current president, we are going to implement it. Thank you so much. At Joshua, we're going to call on Engineer Joshua Egube, FNSE, to come and give the vote of thanks. Engineer, please. An applause for him, please, as he comes.
Madam President, the first female president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers ever, I want to stand on existing protocols, please. I want to thank you for making this day a reality. It took its source from the World Fair Engineering Nations and down through the here. I want to thank you for putting up a team that has made this day as huge and as gigantic as it is today. Thank you very much, man. I'm very grateful. I also want to thank the president of Koren, Engineer Professor Sadiq. Thanks for the way you so much been collaborating with NSC. We've really been working together and things have gone. I want to thank the keynote speaker, Engineer Umahi, who sent a representative here, for honoring this occasion to give us a talk and for participating here. Thank you very much. I want to thank Professor Engineer A.S. Sambo for bringing your wealth of experience here. The short lecture you gave us and answers to questions gingered me. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure every other person looks forward to hearing from you. Engineer Dr. Ikotun, thank you very much. I've been hearing the compressed natural gas. The session today made the whole concept become a reality. Now I have a better understanding of what the compressed natural gas is. And God willing, many of us that here today, I'm sure, are trying into that. Thank you very much, sir. I want to thank also the Chairman Planning Committee for this occasion, Engineer Dr. Mrs. Agumbata, and your team. In my opinion, I think you've done so well. This has been a very great ceremony. I thank you together and thank the chairman and members of that committee for what you have done so far. For the students and young engineers that are here, and those that carried out that action, it's been wonderful. Thank you very, very much. You did not only come to display, you also create this place. I think if we were to give by way of numbers, you might have just one day. Thank you very much. And I want to thank the pressmen. Many of you have been here. You've done very well. Thank you very much. Who attended today and who have not called your name, thank you very much. I won't leave out the executive committee of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the vice presidents that are here, Vice President Koren, and many of others that have attended this occasion have made it a huge success. Past presidents of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Very special thank you to the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Joshua Egube, FNSC. Thank you very much. We are grateful for that beautiful vote of thanks. We are yet to take the group photograph, my President, ma. Please, may I call for the photograph? While make way, we have a presentation. Thank you. As the presentation is going, I'm being informed that I can call group photograph. Is that my President, ma? They said they want to watch this one first. We can have it in batches. Please, while the president and NSC president and current president remain standing, the next set should come up. Okay, the young engineers, please come. While the branch chairman get ready. Young engineers, please, can you be fast? Come forward while the students get ready. Then our elders, the chairman and division chairman should also get ready. Young engineers, please act swiftly. Okay, sir. Young engineers, some of you can please climb up. We appreciate the message from the Federation of Africa Engineering Organizations. Thank you very much for that very wonderful goodwill message. Special thanks to all our participants online. We appreciate you. We hope that you had a very lovely time.
World Engineering Day. As we celebrate this remarkable day dedicated to recognizing the invaluable contributions of engineers worldwide, I am honored to address you as the President of the Federation of Africa Engineering Organization. This year's theme, Engineering Solutions for a Sustainable World,
Students, please, can you come?
Vision for a thriving
students, please hurry up. Those of you at the exhibition stand, come. Students and with their teachers, please come forward.
Engineers play a pivotal role in shaping.
Those of you at the exhibition, please come forward.
Our commitment to sustainable development, not just a responsibility, our duty and our legacy. Stands as a beacon of collaboration, bringing together engineering professionals, institutions, and organizations in Africa across.
Please, their teachers
Central,
should come forth
East,
too.
North, South, West region. Today, as we mark the World Engineering Day, I urge each of you to reflect on the power of collaboration and partnership. Our memoranda of understanding with key institutions such as AFCTA, ARSO, ADEA, and ASRI are not merely documents. They are pathways to transformative change. The operationalization of these agreements signifies commitment to action, a promise to work hand in hand on sustainable solutions that will shape the future of our continent. As we embark on the operationalization
Thank you. Branch chairman,
of our agreements,
present and
remember,
past branch and
our
division
actions
chairman, please,
today
can we come forward?
pave way for
Please.
sustainable tomorrow. We are not just engineers. We
have our branch chairman, and please can we come forward, please? Our seniors. Thank you. Engineer Ben, we are waiting. Engineer Malikolo, please. Engineer Safadin. Here, NSC National Escorts. Please, after the National Escorts, please let all of us join this very great photo session. Please, can we have the closing prayer and the national anthem? National anthem, please. Please, can we be all standing for the national anthem? Afterwards, we'll take the closing prayer. National anthem, please. Let's take the second stanza of the national anthem as our closing prayer. 1, 2, go. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice reigns. Amen. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.